everyone, I'm Belinda. We're here doing a how to set up your pledge manager webinar thing. Um, and there are no slides today because I'm not that organized. So we're just going to go through it. I'm going to share my screen in a second. We're going to go through it as I set up my pledge manager for the Hero Rebellion campaign. Before we get into it, my setup will not be quite the same as if you're just this is your first campaign with BackerKit or the first time you've used Pledge Manager. Because one awesome thing about Pledge Manager is that they will let you import details from previous campaigns, which is very, very handy, particularly if you have a lot of items. So a lot of extra books or pins or stickers or whatever that you use in previous campaigns, you can import them into the new campaign when you do that. Cool. So, uh, if you've got any questions, there is going to be another Pledge Manager webinar later that you can check out. So you can save them up for them or either just shoot us a message in the Discord and we will try to get it sorted. Alrighty, let's get this show on the road. I'm going to share my screen and here we are. So this is the BackerKit crowdfunding dashboard. Yay, here we all are. To get into Pledge Manager, the easiest way, make sure you're logged in. Come up to your little profile icon and hit Pledge Manager. Easiest way to get there. And as you can see here, got a few old campaigns in there. These all get imported and BackerKit remembers them. Fabulous. Select your current campaign. This bit's pretty easy. Get to the Pledge Manager bit. Do get started. Yay. And then they will import your project into Pledge Manager. Yay. Cool. So, right. If you've ever done a BackerKit campaign, I hope you have. And you'll be familiar with the survey. I'm just gonna go Hero 10. Right. And they do give you like a little website you can send people to. I don't use Twitter. Oh, I completely forgot. Oh, right. Get to see some of the things as I go in and do it. Open recent. I have lots of files, and I'm just going to find the right file that has all my links in it. Because if you have to go looking for links, it's very, very boring. Yay, done. You can skip that part, but might as well do it while you're there. Stripe is the big primary way that you're going to get paid. You should already have connected it with the crowdfunding campaign, but you've got to connect it again. When do I plan to start sending? Oh, now you're making me do that. Like, be organized. I'm probably not going to send them in December. All right. So, rule of thumb is, you get to see my calendar now too. Isn't this wonderful? Where we are. Now this is just my calendar in Australian time. So just put everything back a date if you're in like the other side of the time zone thinking what's it. So campaign ends there. So rule of thumb, when you're sending campaigns, you won't want to send campaigns when you're sending surveys to people after their campaign, because that's what Pledge Manager is. It's basically the surveys that you send out, and so you know what you're sending to people. They can pay for freight if they need to pay for freight, all that good stuff. And rule of thumb is, I'm not going to send them out until at least the 18th. Okay, so You don't have to do this bit. This just helps. I don't know, January. Uh, Give me some time to think. This just helps pledge better. Uh, when do you want to receive fundraising BackerKit? Yesterday. That would be great. Um, so let me roll back. Let's talk about dates and when we plan to send things. Okay. When do we plan to send surveys? The rule of thumb with surveys is we usually don't send them until we've got the money, the initial pledges raised during the campaign. We don't send them until we get that, which is around about 21 days after the campaign ends for BackerKit to have time to process money and make sure there are no chargebacks or, decline credit cards to give people, time to get themselves sorted. And then that usually takes about 14 days, and then give another 7 days for Stripe, the payment processor, to, finally decide they're going to give you funds. And it's Christmas, so everything is going to take longer. All right. So this is all assuming if you're going to send it, I would send it either just before Christmas or just after Christmas, even in the new year. So I'm probably cutting a bit close with December 18th, but this stuff can be changed. Let me just pause that. And this, when do you want to, so this, when you want to finalize item count. So when's the latest you need to know in order to get people send items off for print, So for me, it doesn't really matter because I'm using print on demand and it's all good. I'm just putting in random dates. These are not going to be locked in. I want to receive funds then because that's when I have to pay for stuff. And you can change them. Okay, this is just going to give you guidelines so BackerKit can send you polite reminders. When do you plan to ship rewards? Do the mental calculations. Give yourself some leeway. And again, you can change all of these, but it's nice to just have them in there. I'm going to give myself an extra month just because it's better to overestimate how much time you need than to underestimate. Okay. What do you plan? I'm myself. Okay, this is all down to you. I think a lot of people are using, I don't know, I've never used any of these guys because I'm in Australia. It's totally okay to say if you don't know how you're shipping it, you don't know how you're shipping. I'm doing things myself with Australia Post and print on demand, so that's why I select. Okay, and again, you can change all of this. This is just your initial setup. And you can see how it's giving you a timeline. Just to kind of say, yay, this is when we think it's all going to happen. I love that they're organized. It is a lot to think about. Yay, we're connected. Okay. All right. So as you can see, if we look down this left-hand column, we can see I've already got some ticks because I've already done the stuff. But we're going to go through it. And when you get to the dashboard, it'll probably it'll dump you right at the front. It'll tell you what's next. Build your survey. But yours will be slightly different. So you'll go to connect and you'll be asked to verify your account, import your backers. This doesn't happen. Apparently it has happened, but this shouldn't happen until after the campaign ends because we've still got a couple of days to go and, more people might rock up. Set up payments. I'm going to click this one. I want to click verify account. Yeah, doesn't set up payments because there are extra things. So this should already be connected because remember, because of the crowdfunding thing. If it's not, just do it again. exactly the same steps you did setting up your crowdfunding. And so Stripe is going to charge you payment processing fees of around 5%. It's something like that. I always put 5%. So, if it's less than 5%, like yay, bonus. But yeah, when you're setting up things, your shipping fees, or if you've got any extra items that you're going to have, we'll get to that in a second. In here that aren't on your campaign page. So say you've got some old stock lying around, like of old books or some things that have nothing to do with your current campaign, but you decide you're going to try and flog them. All that money comes in, people pay for it, and then Stripe charges you a payment processing fee again. Just so you know. So when you're doing all of your pricing, make sure you calculate for the payment processing fee. Right, now you can connect PayPal as well as a secondary payment method. There's a nice big red box here. You can see that I have never actually connected PayPal because of the big red box. So you can read more about it, but basically, PayPal, if you use their payment processor, they have some terms and conditions, which means that you need to be able to send products within 30 days of receiving the money. And if you don't have everything sorted, like, you haven't finished laying out books yet, we haven't finished writing the book, or, you're going to have to wait till after Christmas to get, manufacturing done, that's not going to work for you, all right? The PayPal option, you're going to run into trouble, potentially run into trouble with PayPal for not sending things in a timely fashion. So it is easier just to use Stripe. Most customers are now very comfortable with Stripe. We used to use PayPal a lot, or there used to be advice to use PayPal because customers were comfortable with PayPal. So you've probably experienced it yourself. You've gone to a shop, and you would rather go to the shop that you are comfortable with the systems you were comfortable with, than trying out the dodgy new store that's really cheaper down the road. Or the not so dodgy new store, but it's a new store and you're like, it could be dodgy. Okay, so that's that. Important dates, we did that already in the previous section when I waffled on and you got to see my calendar. And like, you can change this. Like I said, you are not locked into any of this. This is just BackerKit is going to use these dates to send you email, say, hey, it's about time you did this. Okay, and the number of times I've ignored it, it's just hilarious. Okay, so we are going to jump ahead a little bit because I do not like giving myself extra work. All right. So the next step, if it's your first time, just go down the steps. Okay, it's pretty fucking simple. Is the build section, right? And you've got lovely little check boxes and check, and all the things you need to do, and you have to check boxes. The checking in the boxes is just for your peace of mind and to get the little green ticks next to the thing. It doesn't really stop you from doing anything. So, right. Usually, if it's your first time doing this, BackerKit, once your campaign ends, BackerKit usually imports. Yeah, there we are. So if you, if you, where's my brain? I don't know where my brain is today. Set up your items. I'm going to open a new tab. Give me a second. So if in your crowdfunding section, you set up blah, 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 items here. Okay. So in your project, you had your pledge levels, you had your add-ons, you had your incentives, and you might have known that you could add items, included items. It's a really cool thing. Um, that is where that lives. So if you've set up this, okay, all your items should already be in here. Yay. Love it. It's awesome. But you still have to go in and add, make sure is it digital or physical items? Does this item have any options? So, was talking to someone earlier about they had an issue previously where they had to put in variants. They had a different, they were doing pins, and they had a gold pin and a silver pin. That's where you'll put that. Okay. Color, silver. It doesn't have any options, all right? Silver, add an option, another option, color, or size. So you'll put option values. You'll put silver, gold. Okay. You're gonna have to go through and do that. It would put in there. Oops, right, and I'll put in variants. No, it doesn't have options. Wait. And that has ramifications later on. And then here, so this is the Cardinal Codex fragment. This particular item was a pre-launch reservation item. And you just go through. I'll go through another one and show you a different one, because this is just, you confirm where this was, so that when BackerKit's going to import with your backers, they're going to put what they pledged for, and once that happens, once this is all set up correctly, once everyone is imported, it will automatically assign the correct items to that person, so that when at the end you have to get to print out, or not print out, or whatever, the summary of who gets what, it's all there, and you don't have to do, hopefully, anything. Okay, I hope this is making sense. And then you can come through here. Would you like to offer this item as an add-on in the survey? So if you have done a crowd, a project, a campaign survey as a customer before, and you've gone through and you've put in your name and your address and all that jazz, and you get to the bit, would you like fries with that? Okay, this is the fries. This is where you get to choose what items you want to be your fries. Okay. And for me, I'm saying no. But if you say yes, you're going to go $2, and then you put a description. This is an item. Okay. And then you do that, and I'm not going to do that, but that's how you would do it. And then you go confirm and generate. Don't want to do all that. Yes, I do. This is my face. My face is not convinced. And you do this, and then you get all the other goody things that you can do to make your item very pretty, and to help sell it. Ooh, I didn't mean to create an add-on for this item. Well, I'll go back and sort it out later. So instead of doing that work again, okay. All right, so then when you get here, it says, hey, yeah, you did that. And now you get to go into it for all the others. Yay. I'm just going to go through, I'm going to do one more. Let's do one that makes actual sense. Let's do hero. So this is one of the hardbacks that that actually being what do you call it, funded in the campaign. So it is a physical product. Now, if you hit digital, it opens up a whole different section in the back end. We'll get to that a little bit later. Well, it doesn't open up, but it does, okay? It gives different options. If you hit physical, that just means you get shipping options. Okay, physical shipping options. Once again, no, this item does not have any variations. I would like to figure out how to do a variation for like signed and unsigned, but I'm not gonna bother. Um, okay, and I'm gonna just go through and make sure this item is assigned to the correct pledge levels. So I go through, it should already be in here. And if you want to know more about the pledge levels, you hit expand. Ooh. Blah, 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 blah. Hardback trilogy, yes. Not the omnibus. Yes, 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 yes. Make sure it's been consigned to the correct add-on. So the add-on section. Um, do do do. So here, add-on section. People can buy extra ones. I might leave that there so I can remember how much I was charging for it. Right. Oh, there it tells me there too. So yes, it's assigned in the correct spot. No, there were no incentive. Yes, I would like to offer this item as an add-on in the survey. I'll make it 47. Enter a description for this item. Because I'm feeling so lazy, I'm just gonna go over here. Oh, look at that. I just copy. And I go get rid of that. Please note. Please note, this is an add-on for an additional copy of the. Honestly, I have had quite a number of people confirm and generate who have bought duplicates of things. If you want to buy a duplicate of something, I don't care. But it's like sometimes I get a little concerned. And this is so here you go, you got your summary of the all this stuff. Don't worry too much about the SKU, unless you know you have to use it for manufacturing purposes. So if you're sending it to somebody else who needs a proper SKU, worry about them. Otherwise, right. So make sure it's in the right pledge levels. Make sure it's in for the right add-on. And here, you know, is the extra bits and bobs. So what I do, yes, add an image. Okay. Retail. I don't know how much I'm charging retail for that yet. So more than $47, all right? Maybe 49. Make it look a deal. Upload an image. So many images, so many folders. Here we are. The coffee's kicking in, isn't that fabulous? 3D mock-ups, Nexus Edition. Yeah. Yes, that one. Lovely. All right. So the add-on section, here what I'm doing now. This, like, another opportunity to sell, so make it good. All right. Don't just piff it off. Make it good. Now, shall we have a little sneak peek at what I think the retail? I have a fabulous little calculation that I use when I'm setting that one. Retail prices for things. My physical book recommended retail price calculator. If I put in the print cost, what is the print cost for these things? Apparently it is $20. I think it's more than that, but I don't remember that. I think I just guessed. And I put in where's the GST? You forgot the GST. So, oh, that's not too bad. If I was going to sell this book through a bookstore, here's a little not pledge manager thing for you. Okay, if you're going to sell a book at a bookstore in Australia, might work a little bit differently in different countries. One, you have obviously you've got the cost producing the book, which is your print cost and tax plus tax. And then most retailers, even on Ingram Spark, most retailers they want a retail discount because so that they can make some money on your book too. Okay. And standard retail discount is 55% off recommended retail. Okay, so this is why I have a calculator for this because maths and I so that's my retail discount. So that is my print cost plus my retail discount. Don't ask me how I did this. I did it and it works good. That's all I can say. And then the author, want to make some money because if I just charged $35, I would make no money on that book. None. Okay. And I would like to make at least 10%. So my retail cost is a 10% profit. It's the cost. No, my retail cost is the cost of the book, printing the book plus GST. This doesn't include shipping, so plus GST. Plus the retail discount for a retailer to decide they're going to pick it up. Plus what I want to make in profit, and that is $63 Australian. That's an expensive book. That's a really expensive book. For a book without bling, that is a really expensive book. So you know what? And there is, let's see, 62, none of that. And then it makes it look like a really good bargain. That's usually how I roll with my pricing structure. I will put the full tote recommended retail. You don't have to use a 55% retail discount. You can choose whatever the hell you like. I always go full tote odds. And then when I get to a market or I sell in person or I sell off my website, it looks like a really good deal, a really good choice to buy direct from me. And then I make more money. Yay. Isn't that nice? Okay, so that was a little thing. I'm going to highlight this as a creator's choice. It just means like the pledge manager, pledge levels. It just like means like the highlight section. So you can choose to highlight, feature something. It just means that you get a similar kind of deal. Okay, like that. In the survey section. Collect. Yes, so this is where your items, where you add up. You see I've come forward a step. So once you've created your items, you get to the next add-on section. And you can create categories for it. And so you hardbacks. Okay, you can create you don't have to create categories, it just helps sort things later on. And you can come back and change this. Yes, if it's a physical thing, you want to collect a shipping address. If it's a digital, if it's an ebook, uncheck it. Tax rules, yeah, I always leave those there. Don't talk to me about tax rules. Okay, I'm not the person to talk to about that. And again, if you got variants, but I don't have any variants. Now this one's pretty cool. And I've done it before with other things. But I won't be doing it with this particular campaign. So if you read the box over here, if you have an item where the stretch goal did not unlock it, you know what, I might do this for something, but then you can put in a stretch goal number, 50. And if enough backers pledge to purchase it, it unlocks. Okay. So it's an extra little mini crowdfunding campaign at the end of your crowdfunding campaign. Cool. Alrighty, so I'm not doing that for this one. Quantity in stock, it's already set to infinity if you have something with limited stock. I have some old special edition with limited stock. I would just put that in there, and so I don't oversell. You can hide this item, so if you've got like a secret item or it's only available for during the campaign itself, check that. It won't change whether or not other people can do it. Limit per backer. If you don't want people to order a gazillion copies of one book, put a limit in there. I don't care. Who can see this add-on? So this is actually all to do with the post-campaign survey and those add-ons. Okay, it's not going to change anything for anyone who already has it, who already pledged for it during the campaign. Okay, this whole section is post-campaign. I just let everyone see it. Save. That's one item down. So, and then anytime you need to, you can come back and change any of that in the setup items section. And I have all of these left to go. Anyway, so I won't torture you with that. Customize add-ons, we just did that. Okay, so this just takes you directly to the add-on where we just were. And customize add-ons, just quickly go back here because yeah, okay. In customized add-ons, there's a whole heap of other awesome things. I'm not going to show them to you just yet. Actually, I think I might. Okay. Sorting. I'm going to get to that in a second because that's going to just totally, confuse everyone. This is, you saw where I put the category in for the hero book. This is where you can put in more categories and you can sort. The sorting is how a book appears, in what order a book appears in your pre-order store. Put a pin in the pre-order store for a second, okay? Just put a pin in it. And you can add them all there. I can put in special editions. Blue. And I might put in ebooks. And I might put in bundles. You can put in series names. You can, I'm going to put special editions up the top. Bundles. Huh. Okay. And I might put a few other things in there a bit later. Visibility. Yep. This is just, you can't really do squat in here, other than see which particular items are visible to other people in the pre-order store or in the campaign add-on section. All right. So the pre-order store is kind of like the add-on campaign add-on section, but not, again, pin in that idea. We'll get there. Coupon codes. I'm not gonna. Okay, I'll give you a little bit, just a little bit. Coupon codes. If you want to give someone like a test, if you want to give your backers or somebody a special coupon to use in the survey or the pre-order store, that they can take a certain amount off of stuff. Coupon code. Okay. Coupon code does not cover shipping costs unless you've built it into your pricing structure. Do not give people coupon codes or discounts on shipping. You will find yourself up the creek without the paddle. Okay, just don't do that. This is 2 coupon codes are only, yeah, so pre-tax, so you're not out of pocket. All right, that's the main thing. So you can give everyone a Belinda's really nice, and she wants to give everyone a thing. Like I can make like a pre-launch follower coupon code. Actually, don't make it that, because you actually have to use the coupon code name as the coupon code. Save coupon code. And you can, you know, copy that and send it to people however you want to use it. All right. I'm sure customized add-ons. Shipping profiles. So they've changed this section a little bit. And I'm not going to necessarily go through, I'm going to go through it a little bit. This is a whole thing. Okay, this could be a whole webinar on its own. This is a whole thing. So again, put a pin in it just for the second. I'm going to get to the pre-order store right now. Now, when I was banging on about the pre-order store, okay, so the pre-order store is not your survey. It is kind of part of your survey, but it is kind of like, it is exactly what it says on the tin. It's a store for items in the campaign. So if you, it's kind of like a Shopify store or a PayHip store or a WooCommerce store that you might have, but not hosted by BackerKit. And it doesn't, it's linked to your campaign. It doesn't really hang around very long. But you can use it post campaign. Well, that, see that link actually up here in the URL. It's got hero10 .backerkit.com. All right, that's pretty much my pre-order store. So they are good to have. I haven't actually, let's just, no, I won't, because I haven't viewed the store. Let's use the store. So it looks like this. Okay, there's my one pre-order. Because that's the only one I set up for the moment. And people who aren't backers, who weren't able to get here to back in time or whatever, they can come to your pre-order store and get all the goodies that you decide you wouldn't let them have. It's a good thing to do. You should do it. Mostly because it's already a part of how you set up with the add-ons and everything. Okay. And the shipping fees. If you're going to put in that much effort for shipping and shipping fees, I don't know what it's like if you're using something like Pirate Ship or anything like that. But I know because I do it all myself. Yeah, it's not fun. Okay, it's mind bending. And so yeah. So here you can, here is the item list, the sorting. So if I had Cardinal Codex available as an add-on, it would be appearing above Hero in the pre-order store. Okay. Widget, I've never used the widget, but presumably you could plonk it in to your website or whatever. Backers, this hasn't come in yet. Mailing list. People can sign up for a mailing list and you can download the list through the pre-order store. I have never used that part. Analytics. You can put in your analytics. If you're running ads or whatever, popping in your analytics is really good. And I will come back and pop in my analytic what's it when I get around to it. Shipping. I ignore all of this because all my shipping is in my added shipping fee section. And because of the way I'm doing things, it's a little complicated. Okay. So, um, moving on. Backer support. Okay, this is a good one. When right, people have going through the survey or the pre-order store and they have a question, can I cancel my pledge? Oops, something marked up. Oops, blah blah blah. You can. Yes, I do want them to help me. Yes. Um, you can decide how you want those support queries to be handled. And BackerKit will handle up to 500 support queries for you for free. Fucking do it, man. And then, they've got costs down here. Even don't worry, only 1% of projects in BackerKit have ever exceeded 500 queries. Pretty cool. And your success manager will be in touch if you approach this quota. That's nice of them. I've only ever had I think maybe 2, possibly 3 queries in a single campaign. That's the way I maybe get 1 about something. And yeah. Okay, so back of support notes. So BackerKit can handle queries. They, just didn't used to have this section. This is a really good section. They used to email you questions. Either that or I just did not see it. It's highly possible. You just need to, if you hit the yes button, you also need to put in your best contact email. And if you have hit yes and a support cannot handle the query, they will forward it to you. I never put in emergency contact information. Just email me. Lock order dates. So lock order date is basically the last date that backers can make changes. It should be, I always put it like a week or at least a couple of days before for my if you got important dates. Yeah, estimated lock order date. I always put it a little bit before that because I always allow for stupidity and for people to change their minds. This BackerKit support. So I put a little bit before that. So let's just go January. Oh, it's not even. I'm gonna be generous. This is my very unhappy face. There is no duty there. Okay. Backer support notes. Put your backer support notes in there. So I won't go through. No, if you have a question about any of these or how people approach them, ask us in the Discord. I'm going to go through because this is this is a long topic. FAQ. Yeah, look, it's important. All the FAQ stuff, including that you put in here. So if you put in FAQs, here, they've put them in here for you. Lovely. You can add more if required. Shipping updates, again, well, this is just for if there are problems with shipping and things are going to be delayed. Cool. Terms and conditions. They totally didn't have this section last time. Yeah, terms and conditions, put in any terms and conditions and probably any agreement to terms and conditions. Oh, yes, that's cool too. Integrations. Okay. Honestly, if you use any of these things, shove them in there. Cool. I obviously don't. Right. So once you have all of this stuff set up, okay, or at least mostly set up, 90% set up, you can head here into the review section. Well, you can probably head here. I would head here after at least you've got your items and your add-ons set up. Okay. This is where you start setting up your survey. All right. So you've just, at the moment, before all this, you've just been setting up the infrastructure to support your survey. All right. So pledge levels. This is the question. These are, well, okay, no, these are your pledge levels. And these I haven't set up. I haven't set up items, so I can't. Let's just quickly, okay. So in here, oh no, I'm going to go all the way down here. I'm going to scroll past because they're all the same. They're just different names. All right. This one's already set it up for me. Yay. So this is the hidden tier, okay, for other Book Bazaar creators for the hardback trilogy. And sending survey. Yes. So these are good. Check out these. Do these people get the survey? Yes. Do you need to collect shipping address? Yes. Can people switch to this pledge level? I've never can people once they get to the survey, your backer, get to the survey, can they switch from what they had before to this level? You can turn it on or not. No for this particular one. And then the different items that belong in this particular level. Okay. And this is important because this is where you link all those items you set up previously up here. So you set up items here. This is where you assign them, obviously, to their pleasure levels. And obviously this one is automatically assigned because I hit the right button somewhere in the item setup. And then when we get round to making pledge questions, you can see them all here. So this is, like I said, like it says in the box, this is the review section. All right. Now, pledge questions, pledge levels, pledge questions. And this might actually be where I go and do my import from previous. Yes, it is. Okay, because I'm lazy. So tools, if you have already used Pledge Manager once before, and you do not want to frig around with everything all over again, you can come into settings down here, settings, tools, settings, and you can, let me do that again, tools, settings. You can go copy items. You can select which project you want to copy things from. I'm going to choose the last one. And you can choose which particular things you want to loaded questions. I'm a little bit torn on the add-ons. I'll put add-ons on there because I'm lazy. And yeah, which things you want to copy from that project. And so now if we go to customize add-ons, look at all my add-ons. Isn't it lovely? And some of them even have images applied. Oh, isn't that awesome? Of course, it's probably some other things that I don't like as well. Yeah. Just go with it. Okay. So I have to go through and I'm going to have to clean some of this stuff up. Yeah. This is not going to be fun. Okay. Anyway, cool. Has it changed anything in items? No, it hasn't. Okay. All right. So you can do that. Which means I'm waiting for my system. Please tell me my internet hasn't gone kaput. No, it hasn't. Lovely. I'm going back to shipping fees. It means it's already put in my shipping stuff. We're going to come back to shipping in just a second. I'm going to go through the pledge questions first. So pledge questions. Okie dokie. And you can go through these are all my old pledge questions, so I get all the same questions. Yay, I just have to come in. Oh. Okay, pledge questions down here. So if you do what I have just done and you want to edit pledge questions, it's in tools, it's in pledge questions. You can find the right question. So this is for my previous campaign, I am Maggie. And I will just change this out because obviously it's not I am Maggie anymore. Thanks for bringing the hero rebellion Nexus edition to life. And this is the default question that it won't be a default. Like if you've never done this before, you won't see it. What will happen is if you don't put it in, so don't worry about copying this or anything. Don't put it in. BackerKit, the BackerKit support will go, oh, we think it'll be, someone hits a support tier, just the $1 basic support tier. If someone hits that, then BackerKit, and you don't have this question in here, BackerKit will actually go and say, we've decided, well, we think it's really good just so people know what's going on. So we put this question in and you go, okay, thank you. Right. And we just hit, so, the I understand shebang so that people actually, that's all. So people, actually know what's going on, okay? They don't get surprised. And having them hit the, oh, I understand button is like them signing the dotted line. And then, so you do that. I'll show you another one in a second. You do that. You select who sees this question. For me, it's just the build your own tier. You save it. And so now if I go to pledge levels, okay, here you will see that that pledge question has been assigned to the build your own tier. Yay. And you can add other ones that are already in there. You can hit the add button to add on here to create a completely new question because I already have questions in there. I am going to go, what's in here? Okay, I'm going to go down here. I'm going to see this was my you pledged $1 tier. Yay, thank you. And this is you pledged every other tier. Yay. And so this is kind of the first question they see. Just checking in here about this edition of life. You can add an image if you so feel like it. I don't like what image am I going to put there? Thanks. I don't know. Whatever image you like. If you want to put a lovely little kissy face image or whatever up there, you go for it. And again, it's like other question, but it's just people bought something during the campaign. So I'm going to do select all and then deselect build your own. So I better put do not disturb back on in case someone decides to ring me. They do that. It's very annoying. Right. I'm going to go through, so that question there, once again. Right. And you can see now that a second question has been added to all of the other pledge levels. And you go through that. And you just keep doing that until you've, but again, if this is your first time in Pledge Manager, you're probably not going to have to go hit pledge questions down here. You're just going to have to create a new pledge question. Okay, that's what you can do. So I'm going to show you this one. I'm not going to edit it. This is my standard. Do you want to be featured in the acknowledgement section? Okay, and I always put nothing profane or controversial will be accepted. What classifies as controversial to you is up to you, or profane up to you is up to you. It's just to cut out the people saying, I want to be named, I want to be acknowledged as like Mr. Fuckwit. Okay, it's just to stop people from doing that. So it gives me an out if I want to go. Yeah, no. All right. So, and when I always, get people to do it. Yes, include me. Please write the name you want in the pop-up included below. Apparently there's a pop-up. I've forgotten what that is. You don't have to worry about, you see here with all the questions. You don't have to worry about the SKUs unless you're doing something like choose the free sticker that you get. You have a sticker as a stretch goal or something, and it goes choose which variant you want. Okay, that's the only time we need to put an SKU. And as you can see, it's got all the items. So these are all the items that I just imported. And you can choose that. And so that when someone completes the survey, they go through, they make a selection, and at the end, when you have the list of what everyone wants, the item is on the list. Okay, cool. Select all. So everyone, so now this question, so even though obviously I have these questions in there, I still have to go through and make sure they're all on the right things. Okay. And then you go through, how would you like me to, just leave it. How would you like me to sign your book? Okay. Yes. Oh, I am slow this morning. Right. So hardbacks, people want people to, you want things to sign. Do you want just my signature? A lot of people just want just the signature. Some people want it personalized. So, to Bob, thanks for supporting the Hero Rebellion Nexus campaign. All the best, Belinda. Okay, personalized. Otherwise, it's just like signature, Belinda Crawford. And then obviously not the ebooks because I'm not signing ebooks. Although trilogy, they're all not digital. On the hardback. Yes. Dave. And this question at the bottom. Okay, this is one you should have because this is asking people if they want to be on your mailing list. And if you don't have a mailing list, get a mailing list. You can get a mailing list. You don't have to pay a lot. You can pay nothing. Okay, get a mailing list. So this is where you ask people if they want to be added to your mailing list. And you always ask. You never just randomly add people. That way it gets you in trouble. So have this on there. Would you like to be added to Belinda Crawford's mailing list? Ooh, okay. Yes, sign me up. No. I'm already on the list. Those are my three options. And select all. It's on there. It's always my last question too. Unless my coffee's cold. Ugh, it's still coffee, but ugh. Right. So that's pretty much, I don't need this question because I didn't do this question. Setting up my survey. So pretty much I have 5 questions in total in my survey. If those are my standard basic 5 questions in every survey. You've just seen me delete 2. But that's just because they're not applicable in this campaign. You can add more questions. I wouldn't have fewer questions unless you don't, unless you're not going to sign books, or you're not going to put people's names in the acknowledgements. Okay, I would always have those first 2, but thank you, this is what is happening, and I would always have the would you like to be added to the mailing list, and if you don't have a mailing list, and the other ones, whatever. If you have, there was actually an interesting thing in there, okay, which we're going to go through. This is a test question. So if you have about purchasing extra stuff, should I use this? Anyway, and you can use basic HTML to format your question. Oh, I never do, but you can. Don't get too wild with it, all right? You want people to be able to read. So don't don't get too wild. Bolds, italics, returns. Cool. So add an option if you wanted, add an option. So you could have, do you want your book sent straight from the printer? So pod printing, printer, unsigned, but with cheaper postage. This is a question I actually asked pre-launch, and most people said it was tight, but the majority said they would much rather have a hand signed book and more expensive postage than a cheaper book and unsigned. And then, do you want your book sent from the author, hand signed? I'm not going to add this question. I'm just putting it in here for shits and giggles. Hand signed, but with more expensive postage. And actually, that should actually go up there in the question. Okay, cheaper and signed. If I would, like I said before, this is not an actual question I'm going to put in my survey because I'm just sending from me. But obviously, more expensive postage is more expensive. It's not always $50, but it's pretty close. And I would just put, people could do that. They would have to pay for it, and I would have an item in there that would say hand signed postage. I think that'd probably be a far better way to actually, that particular exact question, that'd be a better way to do it. But if you wanted to do you want the standard sticker? Or the special holographic bling sticker? And you go standard. And then you put the SKU in there, the standard sticker, and probably an image of the standard sticker. Okay, right there, you click that, and you would add an image, right? Or the bling sticker, and you might add an extra $5 for the bling sticker, and you would put an image of the bling sticker in there. Okay, you could do that if you want to do that. I am not saving that pledge question. Right, so pledge levels, pledge questions, campaign add-ons. These are all the add-ons here. These are all these add-ons. So you're pretty much just making sure that each add-on has the right item assigned to it. Okay? Once again, so that when you get that printout or list at the end, it's all correct. Campaign incentives again, this is exactly, and it's giving me lots of red because I haven't set up any of these. Again, link to an item. Okay, that's where you would link to an item. There's, oh, that's it. Yeah, I did. Save it. Oh, it's this one. Sorry. Whoops. I was looking at this one, but it's this. I haven't set up this item yet. Okay, cool. Done. It's not there. Again, for the sheet at the end, it's all good. And once you've done all that, you can preview your survey. So someone who did a build your own, this is what they're going to see. Don't include me. Yes, sign me up. Next. Right. Go here. They can select all the different add-ons because I've already got them in there. Oh, look at me go. These are all hidden. They're all, don't worry about those. Blah, blah, blah. And you saw me do the categories and sort the categories. This is a lot of where that comes in. So I did the hardbacks at the top and the paperbacks. I don't know why the special editions are down the bottom because I put them up top. Anyway, next. Shipping. They add the shipping. Yeah. Done. Okay, place your order. When I'm doing this, I actually always use my browser's back button because otherwise it screws things up. To navigate back to this section. Okay, so yeah, that is how you do it, and you do it for different countries. One important thing to note is to go through it all again. Yes, include me. Oh, look, this is where you write your name. Nope. Right. This is where it is important to check that your shipping, my shipping is not set up correctly for this. Okay. Obviously. That your shipping is set up correctly. So this should be changing, but I don't have my shipping set up correctly to whatever it costs to send that item to that particular place. Okay. So yes, make sure to check your shipping for different countries to make sure it's just doing the right thing. If you set up a coupon code, remember we did the coupon codes? This is where someone can apply it. Okay, and remember it doesn't apply to shipping. Yes. There is, yeah, it doesn't apply to shipping. And then next, blah, blah, blah. Make sure you do that. I'm going to quickly go through here. Survey email. This is just where you can add a custom. You don't have to add a lot in the custom blurb because most people don't see it and it's like in the stupid spot. You can preview how it looks. This is how it looks. So blurb. It's not even in there. So I haven't saved it because you're a dork. Right. Blurb. Preview how it looks. Blurb. Like it's ugly. And it's just down there. And I'm like, it should be up. Screw it. Right. Get rid of that because I will forget it's there. We'll go out with blurb in it. You can change the project image. You can put in you should put in links, any other links. So your website, your Shopify store, your Blue Sky account, whatever. Pay it forward. Can I go find whoa, someone who's got the pre-order store open so I can show you? Probably not. Okay. What this looks like, the preview. New tab. Right. So someone backs. We probably got to this stage, someone backs, and then under here you've got other projects. So you can add up to 5 projects or 3 projects to shout out to. Only and they need to be projects that are currently running, I think. Are so we're going to go to I'm going here in projects. First cab off the rank, copy link. Add it here. And when I hit share, preview, there you go. Comes up here. It used to come up there, but now it's coming up down here. Projects you might be interested in, okay? And it's only for live projects. Oh, actually, no, I think you can, anyway, whatever. Projects you might be interested in. It's a bit of a shout out. It's a nice thing to do. What else? And these are just the last things. Before you can hit the request a setup review here. Look, and they have lots of things telling you you've forgotten to do all this stuff. You review how much it's going to cost you to use Pledge Manager. It's going to cost you nothing. Okay, BackerKit campaigns get to use Pledge Manager for free. Yay. But it's also, money raised in BackerKit. Yeah, 5% plus Stripe's transaction fees. That's what it's going to cost you, 5%. And then you request a setup review, right? When you've got it all done and you made sure these are no longer red, you request a review, and they're going to say, they down here. Please wait 14 days after your project has completed to send surveys. There you go. They say 14. Maybe 20. Maybe they're a bit. I think they might be a bit quicker than Kickstarter. So yeah, send a review. They BackerKit will go through everything. They will go, this looks good, or I think you need to fix this. Do this. All right, you're gone. A smoke test is once it's gone through review, you can send, and you're ready to send surveys. Don't do this before you're ready to send surveys. You can send a smoke test, which means, as it says on the tin right here, it'll send your surveys to 5% of your backers, just so we can just so it tests it. And to try and pick up any errors in the survey itself before you send it to everybody else. All right. And then, once they're all set up, this page becomes cool. We're running like to an hour. Shipping fees. My shipping is set up differently because I am drop shipping and sending from myself. I'm doing 2 parts based upon what things people order. If you want to set this up, you need to contact BackerKit support. They can do it really quick. They do it really quickly for you. But you need to contact BackerKit support and say, I want to set up, I don't know what it's called now. I want to set up this particular type of shipping. If you need to do this, hit me on Discord. I will find the name, what it's called. I keep forgetting it. It's poster the poster problem or something like that. They've actually got a support thing and they're supportive about it. And this is one of the reasons why I copy my shipping profiles across, because I've been using this shipping profile for quite a while. So yeah, that's done. I'm going to show you the special edition shipping because I'm sending from Australia. My postage is yeah, wait. When you're setting up a shipping, once just regular, if you're going to set up a regular old shipping profile, I use weight-based because that's how Australia Post charges by weight. You go in here, you make new rules. I think it's actually in regions. Shipping regions. Yes. And this is where you add the weights of items. This is another reason why I do this. I'm not going to go through it all because yes. Right. Because it's complicated. Like I said, it's a whole other webinar. So if you need to do this, if when we get to the shipping stage, we might actually need to do a separate webinar on shipping because it's a thing. And like I said, we're already running about an hour and a half now. So that is it. I am, yeah, let's do another thing on shipping. That's it. I hope it was helpful. If you have questions, because I know this is a lot, um, let us know on the Discord. If you're really truly stuck, BackerKit support is awesome. They will help you quite quickly. Okay. And yes. All right. That is all of that. I hope it was helpful. I will be putting this up for you guys on YouTube for you guys to have a look at later if you missed the webinar. Okay, thanks for being here. I will see you around. Bye.